Alright, once again, we want to say Kal
Halayam, La Alahayanawa, Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushai, Ba'ashim, Rakapadash.
Again, the the apostle of Great Millstone. They're doing well. You know, salutation to the brothers all over the world preaching this truth. Waking up our people. Today in Trinidad, these niggas are celebrating something they call Emancipation Day. And the question is, emancipate from what? They say mental slavery. But all of them under mental slavery still. Because until you ain't come back to this, which is your heritage, you're under mental slavery. You understand? The Christmas is celebrated as mental slavery. The God they worship is mental slavery. Calling yourself an African, you're under mental slavery. Exodus 11:7 somebody. Calling yourself an African. Calling yourself an African, you're under mental slavery. Because our history goes deeper than Africa. That's why when you people pass here and you watch us, you are supposed to stop and ask us what this is all about. It won't kill you. It won't kill you to ask how you learn. You learn by asking questions. That's right. Everybody knows that when they were small. That's right. How do you learn? Whether you agree with it or not, but you learn by asking questions. Exodus 11:7.
This is the book of Exodus chapter 11 verse 7.
Isaiah 1, chapter 1.
This is the book of Exodus chapter 11 verse 7.
Right.
He said, but against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue.
So they're celebrating Emancipation Day today. But emancipate yourself from what? Mental slavery? Every one of them in mental slavery.
Still.
That's the point. Calling yourself an African, you're under mental slavery.
God.
Read that.
Right? He said, against man or beast, that ye may know how that Yahweh do put a difference between the Egyptian and Israel.
So the Bible saying God put a difference between the African and us.
God.
So for you to be saying you're an African, you're going off.
God.
And today, I really and truly, I wish I was down Emancipation Village to really preach this gospel. But we couldn't make it. Say what? Bring out the scripture.
This is Isaiah chapter 1, verse 2.
Well,
hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth.
So as long as we have come back to our divine heritage, we will be caught in a trap. Emancipation Day is a trap to you Negroes. Why? Because you Negroes, for years you're thinking you're African and you're not. Read.
Hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth. For the Lord had spoken.
For who had spoken?
For the Lord had spoken.
No Kafu Kambo had spoken.
For the Lord had spoken.
No, there's one Tutu spoken.
For the Lord had spoken.
No, Nelson Mandela spoken.
For the Lord had spoken.
Yeah, Negroes, the Lord had spoken this unto you. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai spoken this to you. Over 500 years they come here as a slave thinking you're an African. Lo and behold, the Lord say you're Hebrew Israelite.
God.
And you know funny life is, when you ask the Ashantis who they are, they say they are not African, they come from over the Red Sea.
And the thing about it is they glorify the Ashantis, huh?
Yeah, our people glorify that way. Why you call things that have the Rastafarians have Bobo Shanti for? Because they glorify the Ashantis. And the Ashanti tell you that they are not African.
God.
So something wrong somewhere.
God.
Read it over again, huh?
Right. Isaiah chapter 1 verse 2. Hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth.
He said, hear, O heaven, and give ear, O earth. The Lord gave heaven and earth as a witness towards him about these Negroes out here. Read.
For the Lord had spoken.
For the what?
For the Lord had spoken.
And all the African day that celebrated, the Indians, the Syrians, the Chinese, all the other nations still above them still beneath. Read that. Wakanda in your bottom. Read.
I have nourished and brought up children.
There are some jackets part about Wakanda in the bottom. Read.
And they have rebelled against me.
Everybody born in Wakanda. Why not Jerusalem? Why not say Jerusalem, the city of God? Why not say Jerusalem? That's where you belong to. Wakanda, my ass. Bet you went to Jerusalem, no? Read it out.
I have nourished and brought up children.
I have what?
nourished and brought up children,
I have nourished and brought up children,
and they have rebelled against me.
that is why the women dress the way they dress today. You know why they dress the way they dress? Because no knowledge in the land. Give me Hosea 4:1. Read.
The ox knoweth his owner.
What did the Lord say?
The ox knoweth his owner.
The Lord said the ox knoweth his owner. A dumb animal called an ox knoweth to find his owner. Read.
And the ass his master's crib.
And an ass is a donkey. A donkey knoweth to find his master's crib. Nowhere to go back to his stable. Read.
But Israel does not know.
What is Negro's name?
But Israel does not know.
The very said children of Israel. Wicked, evil Negroes. Read.
But Israel does not know.
But Israel, they call themselves Africans. And every Lord has got angry every time they call themselves an African. What redemption there is in African? Being African, what redemption there is to you?
Don't know what the word
What
Africa means.
compensation is that for you, being an African?
And celebrating emancipation. Emancipate from what?
From what? You still on a mental slavery. You still have to pay bills. You still have to go to the grocery and own my Babylon thing. You don't own that. So we will get into the Bible and find out why that is. Hold on. Read.
But Israel does not know.
But what?
Israel does not know.
But my people, the Israelites, does not know. You Eastern Indians are going into slavery, thus says the Lord. We don't love you all, we hate you all with a passion. Right? That is our in the emancipation message to you all. You all can go to hell for our part. Read.
My people do not consider.
He said, my people doesn't what?
Consider.
You see, they don't want to hear the Hebrew Israelite because we bring the raw truth and thus says the Lord. You're there, Kafu Kambu can save fucking Lavanti. He can't save Lavanti. Read.
A sinful nation.
What do you call these wicked Negroes?
A sinful
You
nation.
don't call them a sinful nation. Sinful. Read.
A people laden with iniquity.
What do you call them? A people what?
Laden with iniquity.
Africa, then Africa. What part of Africa you belong? You don't know. That's the point. The point is you don't even know.
Where the word Africa came from, they don't even know.
What the word Africa means, kids don't know. All they know is Africans. Read that.
Right? A seed of evildoers.
What do the Lord call these wicked Negroes?
A seed of evildoers.
The Lord call these wicked Negroes a seed of evildoers. Read.
Children that are corrupt.
Children that are what?
Children that are corrupters.
Yeah, called children that are corrupters. Going to Emancipation Village, the Yoruba village. And the Yorubas and them don't even know themselves. They don't know that they are Israelites. Read that. The word Yoruba comes from the word Judah. Look it up. Read.
They have forsaken.
Hold on, you guys don't understand that? The word Yoruba, when they break it up, it goes back to the word Judah. Read that.
They have forsaken the Lord. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger.
He said they have forsaken the Lord. They have what?
Provoked the Holy One of Israel to anger.
That's why they go on Emancipation Village trying to find themselves, and they're getting more evil than ever. The women, when they're done, they take off their emancipation clothes and they wear the pom-pom shorts coming out in the road like wicked hoes. You can fool God, you can fool me, you can't fool God. You can't fool God, you can fool me, but you can't fool God. Read.
They are gone away backward.
They're all gone away what?
Backward.
That's why they're going Emancipation Village for. Because they're going away backward. They were supposed to come here and stand up and listen to the prophet preach to them. But they're going to Yoruba village. So you done that, right? Bring it out.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 2, verse 11.
Bring it out.
Had the nation changed their gods.
Had the nation what?
Changed their
Now what
gods.
people change their God to Ushun and Ugun and all that kind of folly and Shango and Orisha and all kind of folly. How people get to learn them things? When we went down into Africa. Give me Luke, you know the scripture. We're going back to basics here today. Today's basic scripture, we're going back to Luke 21, 20 or 20, 21. Where that? Yeah, where?
Which are yet no gods.
He said, had a nation change their God yet, which are yet no God? Emancipate yourself from what, man? Mental slavery? You still in slavery? Read.
But my people have changed their glory.
But my what?
My people have changed their glory
He said, but my people has changed their glory. Go ahead.
for that which do not profit.
Yeah, emancipation, they do profit you because after you celebrate this day, you're going back out in the cotton field as a slave. You're working for Babulal, Ram Singh, the Chinese man, Mr. Wukong. All of them will be up and they will be head and you will be the tail. As usual.
That's right.
So that's emancipation are working for we. So who are we really? But there's a reactive question in the song. Who are we? Read. Hold on.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 20. And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies.
And when you shall see what?
Jerusalem compassed with armies.
And the Bible says when you shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies. You know what? Before you read that, give me Psalm by the river of Babylon. Then you come back with it. Our people are about to destroy for lack of knowledge.
There's Psalms 137. Start from the top. Psalms 137. Starting from the top. By the rivers of Babylon.
By the what?
By the rivers of Babylon. There we sat down.
By the rivers of Babylon mean by the carrying away into Babylon. That's what the rivers mean. The carrying away into Babylon. What the rivers? Yeah, by what the rivers?
Carry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we wept when we remembered Zion.
If you go look in Yoruba village, you will sing the song by the rivers of Babylon. Everybody know that song, but they don't know the meaning of it. Read.
Right? We hung our harps upon the willows in the midst thereof.
Right.
For there they that carried us away.
For there they that carry us away what?
Captivity. Required us of a song.
Yeah, require of a song. What is the song? The song is the understanding of this gospel. That was the song. Not the Orisha and the Shango and them bullshit. The understanding of this word. That is what they require of us. Well.
Right? And they that wasted us required of us mirth, saying, sing us one of the songs of Zion.
Yeah, tell us one of the songs, sing us one of these songs from Zion. In other words, break down the scriptures for us, tell us what it really means. Read.
Continuing. How shall we sing the Lord's song?
What did Lord say?
How shall we sing the Lord's song in a strange land?
How shall we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? So all the reggae at the midnight you're listening to, that's still going to cut it for you. All the Shango and the drum you're beating, that's still going to cut it for you. You have to repent and turn to the God of Israel. But before he come and destroy you wicked Negroes. Read.
If I forget thee, O Jerusalem,
the Lord said, but if I forget thee, O Jerusalem,
let my right hand forget her cunning.
He said, let my right hand forget what?
Her cunning.
He said, let my right hand forget her cunning. Go ahead.
If I do not remember thee, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth.
And man, that is why we out here for. Because we out here, you know why we out here, the prophets out here for? Because the Lord remembered Jerusalem. The Lord remember over 400 years, these niggas still wicked, thinking it's Africans. Read.
If I prefer not Jerusalem above my joy.
He said, if I prefer Jerusalem above what?
My joy.
Give it Galatians 4:26. Hold 2 minutes there. You're going here. Galatians 4:26. Jerusalem is the Lord's joy. We are Jerusalem. Jerusalem was a people before it was a land.
This is the book of Galatians chapter 4, verse 26.
What?
He said, but Jerusalem, which is above, is free.
But Jerusalem, which is above Africa, is free.
Which is the mother of us all.
Which is the what?
Mother of us all.
But these niggas say Africa is the motherland.
Nope.
Read that over again.
He said, this is the book of Galatians chapter 4, verse 26.
What did the Lord say?
But Jerusalem, which above, is free.
What did the Lord say? But Jerusalem, which is above Africa, is what?
Is free.
Is free.
Which is the mother of us all.
Which is the mother of us all, not Africa, Dre.
Man.
And my people are destroyed for what?
A lack of knowledge.
Read that. Hold on that. Read.
Right. Verse 7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom.
Remember, O Lord, the children of what?
Edom.
Who is Edom? Edom is the slave masters. That nation is Edom. The man name is Esau. Who is Esau? The so-called white man. Who carried you away captive? He's not white, he's red. Go ahead.
Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem.
He said, remember, O Lord, the children of Edom, the so-called white man and his people, in the days of Jerusalem. What do you mean the days of Jerusalem? In the days of destruction of Jerusalem. Read.
The Babylon that was taken result from the to the Babylonian captivity.
Can't. Beautiful.
Because you will get the history inside the Apocrypha.
Beautiful.
You get the history inside the Apocrypha to link with it.
Read.
Right? Who said race it?
What do you mean by race it? You mean burn it. Go ahead.
Even to the foundation thereof.
You see, they say burn down Jerusalem even to the foundation thereof. Can you done that? Read.
O daughter of Babylon.
O daughter of Babylon.
Who are to be destroyed.
Who is the daughter of Babylon? Edom. Who is Edom? The so-called white man. Read.
Happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us.
He said, happy shall we be that we rewarded them that as they serve us. So the Lord said the very same thing they do to us, do it back to them. You know the emancipation thing, this is the wicked Negro celebrating. When we look and tell them we go do the white man back the same thing, you know what that's called? That is wickedness.
Yeah. That done pass, that gone.
That is the past. So it's waste of time. You going down Yoruba village to do what? To talk to these assholes down there? Read.
Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones.
Happy shall we be, the Lord say, when we take a little white child and dash it against a stone. They said that is wickedness. But didn't they cut our mother belly open and kill our young sons and daughters and feed us to alligators? Didn't they do that? Read that. Where?
Yeah, that's it on that.
Come, bring on the scripture I give you.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 20.
What?
He said, and when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh.
Read that over again.
And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies,
the Lord said when he shall see Jerusalem compassed with army, that's what we read in the book of Psalms say. You understand? The Bible says what was written aforetime was written for our learning, right? So that's what we read in the book of Psalms. That Titus would come in 70 AD, compass Jerusalem with army, and burn it down to the ground. Read that.
He said, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh.
Word.
He said, then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains.
Flee where?
Flee to the mountains.
And those mountains in the Bible is Africa. That's how we end up in Africa. That's why he said, let them that in Judea flee to the mountain. The mountain is how we end up there.
Even when Yahushua was born, what did they tell him mother? What did the Lord tell him mother? Flee in Africa to hide.
Yeah, he said take the little child and the mother and flee into Africa and go and hide. That's written in the King James Bible.
Yeah, you understand? Because at the end of the day, people they still keep feeling that we Africans, but they don't understand. Yes, we came from the west coast of Africa, true, but questions they don't ask themselves, who was the people dwelling in the west coast of Africa and where did those people come from? Because before the Israelites was dwelling there, I think that was the land of Canaan, that was the land of Canaan. That was the land of Canaan, but who came out exactly? You understand who is Canaan? And before the Canaanites, when the Canaanites got killed out, who killed out the Canaanites and possessed the land? So this is questions people don't ask themselves. How we end up there, how we end up in the west coast of Africa, and who it was. This is questions people don't ask. But then you want to talk about emancipation. And emancipation is based on West African culture. That is what emancipation is built on.
That's it.
You understand? Go ahead.
You don't have this scripture Hosea 4:1?
Yeah, I had it.
Right.
There's
Then well,
there's Babylon to Timbuktu.
you have
Right.
them with each other, right?
Yeah, I have.
We gonna bring out all the history and them today. Today's
Right.
history.
Yeah, they Babylon to Timbuktu. They say going into the history of how the Israelites end up into Africa. Alright? To link with the Luke 2021. 2021. Maragan, Luke 2021.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Book of Babylon to Timbuktu, page 84. In the year 65 BC,
You niggas should listen to this on TV land, you know. Listen to this. Listen carefully.
in the year 65 BC,
The book say in the year 65 BC, there's a history coinciding with the Bible. Read.
Roman armies under General Pompey captured Jerusalem.
Now pause for a cause. That's why when they had an interview with the Ashantis say Ashanti didn't come from Africa. They came from over the Red Sea.
God.
Where that?
Right? In 70 AD, General Vespasian and his son Titus put an end to the Jewish state.
Put a what?
Put an end to the Jewish state by not really Jews.
Yeah.
Right? That word issues are suffix to pertain to
you can say put an end to the state of Judah.
Yeah.
Right? Well, can. Right? With great slaughter.
You get what?
With great slaughter.
And when we read Hebrews in West Africa, don't listen on the pie. We saw that how the Ashanti fought for the right. Remember? Well,
During the period of the military governors of Palestine,
yeah.
many outrages and atrocities were committed against the residue of the people. During the period from Pompey to Julius,
He said, read that part over again a little bit.
during the period of the military governors of Palestine, many outrages and atrocities were committed against the residue of the people.
You ask them fake Jews in Jerusalem, when did that happen to them? Ask them rats in Jerusalem, ask the rats on them, when did that happen to them? What year did that happen to them? They can't tell you. Read that.
Right? During the period from Pompey to Julius, it has been estimated that over 1 million
Over how much?
1 million Jews
Uh-huh.
fled into Africa.
No, they fled into Trinidad.
Fled into Africa.
No, they fled into India.
Fled into Africa.
They fled into America.
Fled into Africa.
They say from Pompey to Julius, it has been estimated over 1 million Jews fled into Africa. So if the Jews were white people, what they doing in Africa?
Gone.
That's just simple facts. If the Jews were white people, what they doing in Africa? Fleeing from Roman persecution? A white man? Let me real.
You go stick out like a friggin' pig in a horse stack.
Read that.
In a horse stable.
Can.
Right? Fleeing from Roman persecution.
What our people were fleeing from?
Roman persecution
What?
and slavery.
They were fleeing from Roman persecution and being slave. And some of our people that didn't take heed to the warning end up going to Rome and Greece and become gladiators. You watch the movie Gladiator? Gladiator's supposed to be a black man, not no white man. See our people on the strike for what? For lack of knowledge. Read.
The slave markets were full of black Jew slaves.
No, the slave market was full of white Jew slaves. What did the Bible say?
The slave market was full of black Jew slaves.
The slave markets were full of black Jew slaves.
You ain't no African mother. He's an Israelite.
And Salakia, that the whole height about it. Now you hear you what they say? The slave market was full with what? Jews. Now who are the
Not just
Jews?
Jews, black Jews.
Black Jews.
They're making mention to you.
Well, even more. Black Jews. So that is just to show you that who were the people in slavery? The Jews. The Jews were the people in slavery, not the Africans.
Yeah, these Negroes and Israelites, they think they're African. And we
Can.
don't put people down. Let them
Can,
death.
because the word Africa, the word Africa come from the word Africanos, Kipianos, which was a white general who conquered that land. But the name of that land before it was Africa was the land of Ham.
But the land of what?
The land of Ham.
The land of Ham.
Or come.
Yeah.
Or calm.
Yeah.
Hot land.
Yeah,
understand?
it mean calm, mean hot and burn face.
You
Word.
understand? So what I'm saying is, if that was the land of Ham, Noah had 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Out of Ham came Canaan, Mizraim, and all these different sons. But when you go to the sons of Shem, Abraham came out of the lineage of Shem.
Yeah,
Abraham came out of the lineage of Shem.
Yeah, but
So then we,
yeah. Let me read it through the script, through the book.
yeah,
Bring it out through history. You're talking it is one thing, history is another thing.
can. So let we look, right? We're going to look up for the definition of Ham, right?
Now this is what we call the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, and the scholars, the Bible scholars knew for a fact that the Africans and the Negroes are 2 different people.
Can. This is from the Zondervan Bible Compact Dictionary. They say Ham. He said perhaps the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of the 8 persons to live through the flood.
He said Ham was the youngest son of Noah, born about 96 years before the flood, but he was one of the 8 persons that lived through the flood.
Right. He said he became the progenitor of the dark races.
The word progenitor means the father or forefather of the dark races, but listen to what I'm saying.
Not the Negroes.
What?
Not the Negroes.
But ain't the Negroes black? Ain't we black?
So-called.
Or so-called black? What is the scholars trying to convey? What they're trying to say? What they're trying to say that you Negroes are not Africans. You Negroes are Shemitic. The Africans are Hamitic.
Right? He said he became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes.
He said he became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes.
Right? And even though when he said not the Negroes, who were considered as Negroes? When you go into the book of Acts, the apostles were first called nigger. The word nigger come from or the word nigger, which actually mean Negro. So they actually differentiate and tell you not because you have melanated skin, that doesn't mean you are an African. That was a social construct made up by the white man in order to hide your identity. Not because you're melanated, that does not mean we are all one. You're melanated, yes, but there are different nations in the melanation system. Right? He said not the Negroes, but the Egyptians.
But the who?
The Egyptians.
So the scholar said, he said not the Negroes, you Negroes ain't fitting in that category, but the Egyptians, go ahead.
Right? The Egyptians, the Ethiopians.
He said the Egyptians, the Ethiopians,
the Libyans.
the what?
The Libyans.
The Libyans
and the Canaanites.
and the Canaanites. They are the Africans. But the Negroes, you belong to something else.
Can.
Like the Chinese and the Japanese. Same chinky eyes, you know, but 2 different bloodlines.
Two
Read
different
that.
people can.
This is Genesis chapter 10, verse 6.
Yeah.
And the sons of Ham,
Yeah.
Cush,
Cush.
What the sons of Ham is?
Cush,
Cush is who? Cush is Ethiopia.
and Mizraim,
Mizraim is who? Mizraim is Egypt.
and Put,
And Put is Libya, correct?
Yeah.
Put is Libya. So when now all this was the construct by the white man in order to hide the Negro's identity by also changing the names of these people. But if you really do Ethiopian history and you go back to Ethiopia, you will understand up to this day they still call themselves the Cushites. So then the Bible prophecy isn't lying. It have to be direct on point. Now you know if you're not accustomed with the Bible and history, you would not know that this is the true names of these people.
Yeah, and even the Queen of Sheba and even the
Yeah.
Queen of Sheba
Yeah.
went to visit King Solomon. Why? Because she knew that from that line where that throne is,
Yeah.
she knew for a fact that is where the promise will lie.
Exactly.
So for all you Rastafarian believing in Selassie and that bullshit, you gotta put that to rest.
Can.
That ain't our people.
Can.
And Selassie ain't our people. When Marcus Garvey said the children of Israel coming back to, the children in the West coming back to Ethiopia, what Selassie said? Give them the Bible.
Can.
That's what he said.
Can. Because Selassie, I was an Ethiopian. Selassie was an Ethiopian. Now some people when you really start to understand history, Ethiopia was split into two provinces, which was what's the name of it again? Abyssinia.
Abyssinia, yeah.
Yeah.
And Addis Ababa.
And Addis Ababa. But when you look at it, the real Ethiopians were Hamitic people. It's only because the Israelites went there and conquered a certain land, and they started running their land.
And by the way, the real king of Judah that was in Ethiopia was the Haile Selassie.
Of course,
that was the king of Abyssinia. See, a lot of history being mixed up in corruption. Read.
Right, so continuing. Right? And Canaan. Right? Canaan is who? The South Africans, which is Mandela's people. Right?
Even Nelson Mandela, when he came to America, he said, what about the people in He said he didn't come for them, he just came for his people.
Because he knew for a fact that the Lord do put a difference between the Negroes and the Africans. So our affair is not his affair. Well,
I had something Ezekiel here, you know.
That's now, I'm going to continue. I'm going to go down into this now.
Go ahead.
And Cush, Salakia, and the sons of Cush, Seba and Hivala and
the sons of Cush was Seba and what? Havilah
and Sabat
and Sibat
and Ramah and Sabat and Sabtika, and the sons of Ramah, Sheba and Dedan.
Well,
and Cush begot Nimrod.
And Cush begot who?
Nimrod.
And Cush, the Ethiopian, begot what? Nimrod. Who was Nimrod? Nimrod was a guy who told himself, I will sit in place of God. I will have rulership over the true God. And cause folly upon the earth. So now when you look at the history, ancient Babylon was Ethiopia. That is where ancient Babylon started, in Ethiopia. And these Negroes think there's Africans, boy. Wow.
And they like to believe there's also Ethiopians too. You understand? But we are not those people. We totally different. As I said earlier on, the Egyptian and Ethiopians, they came from the lineage of Ham. But we came from the lineage of Shem. What the scripture say? He said, blessed be the Lord God of Shem.
Of who?
Of Shem. And Shem was the forefather of Abraham. And the promise was given to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Where was Ham in that? Ham was nowhere inside of that. So we are not Hamitic, we are Shemitic.
Continuing.
Yeah.
And Cush begot Nimrod.
Yeah.
And he began to be a mighty one in the earth.
Yeah.
He was a mighty hunter before the Lord.
Yeah.
Wherefore it is said, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Lord.
So like
and that's now, let me continue. And the beginning of his kingdom was Babel.
Was what? The beginning of the kingdom was what?
Was Babel.
Short for Babylon.
Which is the short word of Babylon. So where Babylon started, it started in Ethiopia.